everyone, it's South Park Girl and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm South Park Girl and it would mean a lot if you stay tuned on this video, and if you do like what you see, like and subscribe and maybe drop a comment if you enjoyed the video. And today we are going to be hearing my followers and subscribers' unpopular opinions on South Park. So disclaimer, when I give my opinions, they are my opinions at the end of the day, and they're my followers' opinions. If you disagree, comment down below. I have no problem with that. Or if you do agree. But yeah, let's get on to the video. So before I get into the video, here is my Instagram and here is my TikTok. If you would like to follow, it will mean a lot. And also, before the video starts, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. It means the world to me, and I appreciate every single one of you guys who has interacted or subscribed or commented or liked on any of my videos or on the channel in general. It means a lot. But yeah, enough of me blabbing, let's get on to the video. Just want to start off with TikTok. I also want to thank all my followers that have commented their unpopular opinions, and if you want me to make a part 2, I'm happy to. So first up, we have got Alia said Cartman was never a good ship to start with in the first place. I agree. I have never understood the Cartman ship, okay? Now, I'm very picky with my ships in general. There's only a specific few that I do ship in the show, but Cartman is not one of them. Cartman has never been one of them. I've watched videos of it when I was younger, and I thought, this is a ship? How? They hate each other. It doesn't make sense. What? So yeah, I completely agree with you. Some popular opinion from Kyla, and she said Shelly and Kevin. I love Shelly and Kevin so much. I think they are quite a cute ship. I've never really seen anyone talk about them, even though I don't think they've even had a scene together as far as I know. But yeah, I think they would be a cute ship, even though Kevin hardly is in the show, which is kind of a shame. I don't think we've even heard him talk except from once in the Poor Kid episode, which was in season 15. But yeah, I agree. I think it's a potential, but I don't know if there'll ever will be an episode based on them. Question is from Cartman S2 fan, and they said, I like Clyde more than Creek, although it's not canon. So I believe that's Craig and Clyde. I have never really heard of that ship before. Yeah, I can kind of see it a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I prefer Creek. However, I think it is an okay ship. Personally, I don't ship them. I see them more as friends, and I think Clyde and Bebe are more of a better couple. But I mean, yeah, I think they are a okay ship. This one is a bit controversial. Now, I love my controversial popular opinions, and I feel like this one's gonna get everyone riled up. But I mean, I'm sorry guys, but this is what popular opinion videos are for. But this is from stan_marsh_no.fan of F4N, and they said not everyone in South Park is gay. Now, I agree, okay? I can see so many people right now getting really angry, but at the end of the day, not all the characters are gay, okay? In my personal opinion, now don't take this to heart, now, I personally think the only characters that are gay in the show, or in the 4th grade, I'm going to say, is Tweek and Craig. I think they're the only ones that are gay in the whole of 4th grade. Now, you might have a different opinion to me, but that's what I think. Now, I agree with you, but if people headcanon them, that's okay. But I mean, in my personal opinion, I don't think, except from Tweek and Craig, none of the other characters are gay. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Next one. And this is from Irish Sonic Stan, and she said, Put It Down isn't all that great other than Cartman's verse. Sorry, not sorry. Now, it's partially agree. Now, I do think it's a good song, not my favourite, but it is quite a good song. And I agree, Cartman's verse is the best part of the song. But I think it has been extremely overhyped due to Tweek and Craig singing in it. But I think Cartman's verse is very valid for the recognition and stuff. However, I do agree it has been blown up due to Tweek and Craig. But yeah, I agree. I think it is not that great, but it is an okay song. Next one, and this is from Dylan, and they said earlier seasons are better. I agree. Now, I think from season 1 to season 10, the episodes are all solid pretty much, except from Pip. We're not going to talk about that. All the million little fibres. No, 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 no. They can get in the bin. They can get in the bin. Now, I agree. I think all the earlier seasons are better. However, I don't have a problem with the newer seasons. I just would gravitate towards the like older seasons more. I do like season 21 though, and I think that's a very controversial take on like the whole of South Park, but I do prefer like the earlier seasons, but I do think season 21 is a really good season. But yeah. Next one is from South Park Turtle Stuff, and they said Style isn't a good ship because they're literally just best friend. In brackets, Steady is good. I agree, okay. I see them more as brothers or friends rather than a ship. If that's your opinion, you can have it. I have my opinions, you have yours. But I ship Stendy, and I also ship Heidi, I think it is, which is Kyle and Heidi. But I mean, I'd see them more as friends because Matt and Trey are actually based, like they're based standing Kyle off them, so I see them more as a friendship or brotherly duo rather than relationship. But I mean, you all are entitled to your own opinions, but personally, I don't see it. I've got a controversial and popular opinion here, and it's from Cheesy Minties, and they said I never liked Creek. Okay, I mean, I do like them as a ship. I mean, they've never been my favourite, but I do understand where you're coming from because I mean, there is a lot of like, what do you call it? Like, it's very overhyped. I don't know how to word that, but they are very overhyped. But I mean, they are a good ship. I wouldn't say they're my favourite though, but I totally understand where you're coming from. But I mean, I disagree. Hear anything in the background? It's my fan. Popular opinion, it's from Astro, and it is Creek gets super boring after a while. Brackets, I love it, but I hear it about it damn too much. Sorry, I cannot get out my words sometimes. I agree. I do think they are quite overhyped. I've seen a lot of people comment about Creek, so that's going to be like quite controversial to talk about. I mean, it doesn't really sound like an unpopular opinion, but I mean, there is a lot of people who love Creek. I like Creek. I think they are quite a cute couple. Well, they are a cute couple. Sorry, I struggle to get my words out sometimes, but yeah, I do understand where you're coming from. I mean, there is like a lot of Creek stuff out there, and like if you do get bored of it, that's completely fine. But I mean, I've never really had a problem with them. I think maybe there is quite a toxic fan base with Creek, I do have to admit. I mean, I've never really been in the fandom with like much Creek fans, but there are quite a lot of them. And yeah, I mean, you're valid to your own opinion at the end of the day, and I do have to agree it's partially to them being a bit boring, but only because of the fandom. I don't think the show really milks like out the whole Creek stuff that much, but I mean, I do understand where you're coming from with the fandom. It's from Anna, brackets, Cartman, the #1 fangirl, and she said Starving Marvin is one of the best characters of the whole series. I never hear anything about Starving Marvin, to be honest. I mean, we haven't seen him since season 3, but I do think he is a good character. Wouldn't say my favourite, but he is quite a good character, so I partially agree a little bit. Next one. I love Hyman before Butters ruined it, and this was from Stan's #1 defender. I have to agree, okay? This is going to be quite controversial. I mean, that's what the point of the video, but I agree. I completely forgot that Butters actually ruined the relationship, but then I saw clips, so I was like, oh my god, that did happen, because I was quite confused as to why they broke up. Well, not broke up, but like started going a bit sour, and it was because of Butters. I think maybe it could have worked out a little bit, but then again, it's Cartman. I don't think Cartman has any respect for anyone other than himself, and I don't think it was ever going to really work out. But I mean, it was nice while it lasted, like excluding season 21, but I prefer Kyle and Heidi over Cartman and Heidi. But yeah, next one is from vjelly.cat, and they said Dip isn't going to be canon. So that is the ship between Damien and Pip. There's a lot of ship comments and stuff. Like, I pretty much think every single comment is about ships, which I mean, I guess it is unpopular opinions. And I agree. I have never understood the ship between Damien and Pip. I'm going to be completely honest. I have never understood it. There was one episode with them, which of course was Damien in season 1, but Damien has never been featured ever since, except from, I think it was in like the Dog Whisperer episode, which I only found out a few days ago. But I mean, I never understood the ship, I'm going to be honest with you. And I mean, Pip is quite popular, to be honest, now, which I'm quite confused at. Like, I mean, I'm British myself. We do not act like that. I see them more, I don't even think they're friends. But, I mean, yeah, that's my opinion. I just don't see the ship as, like, canon. And it never will be canon, like the person said. Spider on the wall and it's crawling down. I keep looking at the, like, corner there. It's because it's crawling down. I think its legs are missing. Oops. But next one is from Quinn, and they said Scutters is cool, Scott Malkinson ex Butters. I never knew this was a ship. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've just heard about this today. And someone, what did someone comment? Oh, agreed. I don't know. I mean, I don't really ship Butters with anyone. I don't know. I mean, I've heard people ship Butters with Kenny, which I've also never really understood. I mean, like, they both have kind of similar characteristics, but I mean, I've never really been a big fan of the Kenny and Butters ship or the Scott Malkinson and Butters ship. I mean, I think Scott Malkinson is quite underrated. I've always found him quite funny, but I mean, yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard of the ship. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the ship, to be honest. Sorry. And it's from _Poppy, and she said Kyle is overrated. He isn't even my top 20. Oh, this one is a very controversial one. And someone also commented like, because I disagree, and it's definitely an unpopular opinion. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely an unpopular opinion. And personally, he is one of my favourite characters. However, he has gone down in, like, my favourite character ranking. He used to be at number 2. But now I say he's probably at number 4 because it goes Stan, Wendy, Cartman, and then Kyle. But yeah, wow, that is actually a really controversial take on things. I mean, I do think he's a good character. However, I think the fandom has, like, kind of made him a bit overrated. So I see why everyone is a bit like, I don't like Kyle now. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I do understand where you're coming from. But I mean, I do think he's overrated. But I mean, he's one of my favourite characters, but not my favourite. It's from Alternate, and they said, hear me out, I agree that Cartman is a bad ship because it never worked out that way, but that's not an unpopular opinion. You know what kind of is? I think it's one-sided. Cartman is gay for Kyle. Eric is so clingy with him. I think in his own insane way, he picks on Kyle because any attention is good attention. I'd fit more, but then it'd be more essay. TLDR, Cartman is the biggest, gayest homophobe ever. Oh, sorry if I struggle to get out. I do struggle to read sometimes. And wow, I mean, I don't think Cartman is gay for Kyle. I say that he just, wow, I'm actually left speechless because I don't know what to think. I know Kyle definitely doesn't like Cartman, but I do think Cartman has more of an obsession with Kyle. I wouldn't say in love with him because I don't think Cartman loves anyone other than himself, but I do think it is an obsession, which is, like, it is insane of how obsessed he is, because I do agree any attention is good attention for Cartman. But I mean, I don't know, I personally don't think that he does like him in that way. I just think that he does have an insane obsession with him, not out of love but just pure obsession. That is from Taylor, and they said the 4 main boys are not gay and they won't ever be. Cartman will not be canon, you rejects. I agree. Personally, not the rejects bit, but the 4 main boys are not gay. I do agree. I really do agree. Other than, like, I just don't see it. I mean, these days a lot of characters have had headcanons where they are gay, which I've never really understood, in my personal opinion. And I don't think any of the characters are gay. I've heard people say Stan is bi, but I don't think he is. I really don't think Stan is bi, because they said he's bi because either he likes Kyle or because Wendy went transgender in one episode, which she didn't. I'm going to say that now. She did it to prove a point. She's not gender neutral and everyone's going to go, but in the fractured butthole. Yeah, but like, when? I don't even remember where it said that she was gender neutral. She's a girl. My personal opinion, she's a girl. They are 10 years old. This is the thing that I think people need to realise, that these are 10-year-old children in the show. I really don't think all the cast are going to be gay. Like, personally, I just never saw it. Like, really, like. But I do agree. I don't think any of the main four are gay. So, yeah, that's my take on it. One is from Tweak North, and they said Timmy bad. Oh, I do like Timmy. I think he's a funny character. However, he has blown up in popularity since 2023 because obviously the fandom got very big. Well, or trend hoppers as people call them. I mean, I'm going to leave that there on what I think. But yeah, I think he's a good character. However, I do think he's overrated in a little way. But he is a funny character. I think the popularity has always been there for him, but I think he has got a newfound fan base because of the new fandom. But I mean, I think he's a mediocre character. I wouldn't say he's the best character, but I wouldn't say he's the worst character. But I mean, he probably is in my top 20 or something. But I mean, I don't think he's the best character in the show. And it's from Finsq. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. And they said, I never cared about Pip or Damien, including their ship. I agree. I've never really understood the hype between them. Like, I mean, Pip I kind of understand, but Damien, he's been in one episode, or maybe like another episode where he got an appearance, but he's only had one specific episode, and that was in season 1. Now, I do agree, like, I do understand that people do like him as a character, but I've never really seen the hype for him because he's quite a basic character, other than that he's the son of Satan. But yeah, I've never really understood it either, so I agree with you on that. Next unpopular opinion is from William Aftons _Pinky_Tom, and they said Creek is overrated. Now, to an extent I do agree, but also I kind of do disagree. Like, I do think the fandom has like skyrocketed them into popularity. However, I do think it's quite well deserved. However, I do think some of the Creek fans are quite toxic. That's what I'm saying. But I do agree to an extent. But I do think they are good characters. I mean, they've never really been my favourites. I mean, Craig has, but not really Tweak. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tough one really, because I don't really know what to say about them, because I've never really gravitated towards like the episodes with them in it. I don't even watch the ones where it's about like, I haven't watched Gnomes or the pandemic not pandemic special, was it Pandemic? The one with the guinea pigs. I haven't watched them in about 4 years or something, or like maybe a few years. I've not watched them in ages, but I just never really understood the hype between both characters really. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys. What do you guys think? Because like, it's quite a tough, like, unpopular opinion to discuss. You guys can discuss that. From Professor_Chaos_is_live, and they said Craig and Style are overrated. So I'm guessing you mean Creek, maybe? I don't know. But I mean, Craig, I do think he's quite underrated. I prefer him over Tweak, but I mean, he's never really been my favourite, and Style are overrated. I've never really understood the ship between Style, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never really understood it. Like, I've always saw them just as like best friends, but I mean, we all have different interpretations of the characters. But one thing I've never understood is just like saying that every single character in the show is gay, because that's not like real life. I mean, I'm sure that not everyone in real life is gay, but I mean, it's not canon. Kyle is straight and Stan is straight, and also he's in a relationship with Wendy. But I mean, I agree. I do think they are overrated. I'm more of a Standy shipper than a Style shipper. Next one is from Zach_TD, and they said Craig is overrated. So we've got a lot of Craig comments today. But yeah, I do agree. I'm just going to skim over this, but yeah, I do agree. It's from Jay, and they said Revan needs their own episode. I'm guessing you mean Red and Kevin. And I agree. I really don't see much about Kevin and Red in the show. Hardly. I think the only episodes that's really centered around Red is The List in season 11, and Kevin, I think it was Fatbeard, and maybe Future Self and Me, maybe. But other than that, you don't really hear from either one of the characters. And yeah, it'd be nice to have an episode about them, but I don't see it happening anytime soon because, I mean, there's more characters to cover, but I mean, it'd be nice to have an episode about them, so I do agree. One is Lilith Pillith, I hope I said it right, and this said Pip sucks. I'm gonna blur it up there, but yeah. I mean, if you're on about the episode, I mean, I do agree, but I mean, the character, I don't really have a problem with the character. Never really been one of my favourites, but also never really hated him. But yeah, I agree a little bit. I think he's a bit boring, but I mean, he's pretty much like Butters, but in earlier seasons, and then Butters obviously took over. I do think Butters did do a better job of doing Pip's role, but yeah, I think he's a bit average. Going on to my Instagram poll that I did, our stories question thing, and we're going to start off with that YBF guy _ and they said Kyle is one of the most annoying characters on the show. I kind of agree a little bit, but I can see where you're coming from because obviously he is always doing these rants where like, I learned something today, but I mean, I don't see him as annoying. But I mean, in some sense, I do like see where you're coming from. I've never really had a problem with Kyle, but yeah, I disagree on that one. But Randy is an overrated character, and that's from Daily Stanley Marsh. I agree. I've never liked Randy. I mean, actually, I thought it was okay until I know you're thinking what I'm thinking. The Tegrity Farms, like dilemma or whatever it's called. That was boring. I hate the Tegrity Farms thing. I mean, a lot of people go, "Ooh, but why are you complaining that like Tegrity Farms is okay?" My personal opinion, I think it's rubbish. I don't like it. Never have. I've never understood it because I remember watching it when it first came out, like the episode first came out, and I was thinking, really? This is like, please say this is just a one-time gimmick. But it wasn't. It's like been continuing for years. But yeah, I do agree. Next one is from Julius, O_O, and they said Kyle beating Cartman's ass in most of the episodes is a very justified and has nothing to do with anger issues. I agree. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Kyle does have some sort of anger issues, but I do also agree that it is very well deserved because Cartman, like, is a spoiled brat. He thinks the world owes him something. He thinks he's better than everyone, and Kyle puts him in his place, which I think is very justified, and I do agree with you 100%. It's from New Chains, and they said, I can't see why people ship Stan and Kyle. I agree. No, I just never really understood the ship either, but I mean, a lot of people do like the ship, so I mean, I'm not going to stop him, but I prefer Stanley. And they also said, also, I can't see why people ship Baby and Wendy. Now, I don't get that one either, because I see them more as best friends and stuff, but obviously, these days, in a lot of fandoms, they ship every single character together, which I've never really understood, but I never seen the ship between Baby and Wendy. I've never really understood it. I thought their friendship was platonic, same with Stan, same with, like, Butters and Kenny, but at the end of the day, we all have different opinions, and I do agree with you on that one. This one is actually a very unpopular opinion, and this one's from Deep Sea Goblin YT, and they said, I like South Park Season 20. I disagree. If you know me by now, you know that I do not like Season 20. I've never really liked it. I actually watched it, like, in the entirety when it was coming out on a weekly basis, like, the first time in 2016. Obviously, that was when the presidential elections were happening and stuff. And obviously Heidi and Cartman, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, S Hunt 42, if you know what I'm on about, with Gerald. Now, I liked the Cartman and Heidi plot. I thought that was like new and interesting. However, I don't like when South Park does, do you know, like the continuation episodes. I like the one-off episodes where it's like a little, like, it's like where the four main characters just do like their own shenanigans and like they learn something and stuff. Like, I prefer that like basis of episodes, or like, rather than the continuation ones where it's like a series where it's like you have to watch all of it to understand it. But yeah, I disagree with you on that one. Yeah, I've never really liked that season. it is my least favourite season of the whole show, but I mean, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's the most weakest and stalest season, and it's probably the one that I least like to watch back on. I think I've only watched it about 2 times in the entirety of it, and yeah. However, I do disagree. On the last question, and it's from Stan, the South Park guy, and they said, Stan Marsh is a trans dude. He, him. I've been headcanoning him for a year. Okay, I don't think Stan's trans. I mean, I don't get where you're coming from, as in, is he transitioning from a boy to a girl, or a girl to a boy? I think he's a biological boy. Okay, and I don't think any of the characters are transgender in the show, especially Stan. I don't think Stan is transgender in the slightest. I think they think that because of the episode The Sissy, where he obviously was just debated on which toilet to go in. Now, that episode was that he was confused because everyone else was doing the same thing, so he was thinking, what am I supposed to do? I don't think he's trans, and I don't understand that, but I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. But I disagree a lot. I don't think he's trans. But yeah. That is my unpopular opinion episode, or not episode, video. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and if you have any unpopular opinions you want me to discuss, comment down below. If I did upset any of you in this video, at the end of the day, it is my opinion. You guys have your opinions, I have my opinions. I'm not going to apologise for any of my opinions, because at the end of the day, freedom of speech. And thank you all for 500 subscribers and for commenting your popular opinions, because it gives me a debate or conversation to discuss. And if you do like these videos, I will do more. And yeah, I'm also sorry that I didn't post for a month. I will be doing more videos on the regular. I have a lot more in store, and I am back in the fandom properly now, so yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. If you do like this, subscribe, and also follow my Instagram and TikTok, which is there. And yeah, thanks all for watching. Bye!